this is the problem with the wipers. The wipers are in the off position, clutch in, and the ignition on, and the wipers just come on. To stop them then, I've got to kind of turn them on more, and then, oh, there we are, they've stopped. Usually they stop like there halfway, and I've got to hold it down and push them right down. And sometimes when you want to do one wipe, the lights seem to flash as well, unless they're on full. If they're on auto, sometimes they flash, so there's that. Right, I'm going to put this in the shed now and see if I can change the motor. Right, before I can even get to the motor and start pulling that apart, I'm going to have to get some of this trim out. I hate pulling trim off cars, so I'm going to have to try and work out how to get this out. Got a bit of a rubbery cover here on the plastic trim, which doesn't seem to have anything underneath that. I don't see the point in some of this trim, but there you go. I'll work it out somehow. Right, first thing I'm going to do actually is disconnect the battery, because when I start meddling with the wiper motor, I don't want anything weird happening and the wipers coming on and breaking my hand or something in there. You never know. Then I'm going to take these wiper arms off. I've taken the 15mm nut off. That's really tight though. I'm struggling to pull that off by hand now. It seems to have seized on, so I'll try and leave it off. That is really tight to pull off, but I think I've worked it out. I press down on this to take the pressure off the angle that it's at, and then try and lever it out. Yeah. I put a bit of WD-40 on them as well, just to try and free them up a bit. Try and do this without breaking the trim. Let's butcher this, come on, get out of it! Keep it away from the body work. Right. Not want to come off. That's done it. Right, so in this trim we've got a row of plastic clips, like retainer clips. Here's one I incorrectly moved earlier. I don't like plastic clips. Oh yeah, should be able to use a screwdriver to do it, but you can get like a special pry bar little tool to pop them out, but I'll just have to make do with the tools I've got. Look at that, I got one out without breaking it. I used the 2 flathead screwdrivers technique on that one on each side to sort of lever it out. That seems to have worked. I'll probably best order a pack of these to replace the ones I break. Let's see if I can get any more out without breaking them. Really awkward down in this groove. Awkward things, aren't they? I'll have to invest in a tool for this. So we've got 2 left. Right, this piece should be free to come out now. There you go. Oh, careful, careful. I've got a little pipe here to undo. Just pull that out of the slot. And that runs underneath, that's for the washers. So I'll just pull this out of the way, I think. Leave the piping on that. And there's the motor. And the wiper arms assembly. quite a bit of rust on top of that shock, and there is a bit of rainwater on top of the motor, so it looks like over time rain's been getting into the motor, and that's what's most likely causing the problem. Shiny bits from China, made in China, delivered from the UK. Right, I've hopefully done the worst of it with the trim. It looks like just a case of nut and bolts. So I'm just going to have a look at this for a couple of minutes just to make sure I think I can do it before I pull this off. So looks like we've got a bolt there, a bolt there. I'm guessing I just leave the motor on the framework and pull the whole thing out, and then unclip the wiring underneath. So I'll plug into this. Right, we've got a 10mm bolt here, we'll get that one off. I got the two bolts out, that one and that one. And it seems to be loose now. It's kind of got a location lug down there. I'll show you on the new one. It's got a rubber bit there. Looks like that just pushes into the bodywork just to locate it in place. Right, I'll just unhook the wiring loom. I'll probably need both hands for that. I'm guessing maybe the water's been running down. This trim didn't look like it was connected properly to the trim I took off. So the rainwater's somehow getting in there. We'll have a look at that after. But I don't know. It'd be interesting to know where the rain sensor is for these automatic wipers. I've no idea. It must be. I would have thought it would be near where the washers are or something like that. I don't know. Comment down below if you know where the rain sensor is. Just out of interest. But then if you're watching this, I'm guessing you're not a mechanic, and you're like me, you're trying to fix it for yourself, so you might not know. There we are. It's unhooked. Let's get the plug. Ooh, watch my windscreen. And there we are. Easy as that. Just reverse the process and stick the new one back in. Okay, that's the electrics. That rubber thing in that little hole there. So. I love these ratchet spanners, they're great. Right, the new motor and wiper arm assembly is in. A lot easier than I thought. So let's get these plastic, or no, rubber covers off the threads for the wipers. Start putting the trim back in. Right, I'm probably going to fiddle around with this now for like 10 minutes, so there's no point recording that, mostly. It doesn't look too bad. I've almost got it back in place there. Put a couple of these clips in. The broken one that was on the end, I'll put a good one in there. Any broken ones I'll leave out of the middle and replace them after and get it functioning. Right, take a look at this trim bit now before I put the poppers in properly. Looking from the top, you've got these clips. I think it needs to be pushed back so that it goes under the windscreen. So I've started pushing that end under. I'll probably do that off camera. I'll see how we go on. That's no big deal. Just push it back a bit and then it'll go under the glass. I'm going to try and reconnect these bits of trim here a bit better. They weren't fitted properly like before I even started meddling. So there's a little lug under that rubbery bit, needs to fit in there. It just all needs pushing back together with two hands, so I'll have a go at that. I think it will be important to replace all these clips, just because when they're in place, they will push the trim back a little bit to make a better seal between the glass. Right, I've got these rubber bits clipped together better now. They're not, I don't think they're 100%. They've slightly sort of bent out of shape. but they're better than they were. I've got these rubbery bits to put on top of the plastic trim, which I really can't see what the point of them are, but there must be a reason why they're there. That's those rubbery bits back in place. Right, let's stick the wipers back on. Right, those are secured. That little covers come off, so fix that back on. Just get this WD-40 off the windscreen that I got sprayed on. And then the moment of truth. And I will be happy if this works, because I've been putting off this job for about 2 months. Right, the moment of truth then. Will that wiper come on when I turn the key? Let's hope not. Hooray! Looks like problem solved. I shouldn't say that because I haven't even tried the wipers yet to see if they actually work. Right, here we go. Yeah, that's the one. Little washer. Looking good. That's the inside of the old motor. It's just all gunged up inside with water and grease. So the motor was still working, it was just causing a bit of an electrical fault, and the wipers were a bit erratic, coming on every time you turn the ignition on with a dry windscreen, which isn't great, and they just weren't working properly, but there you go. Got the new motor assembly and everything off eBay for about, that's just over £70, including postage. And then saved myself a bit of money fitting it myself. By the way, it's not January 2011, it's November 2023. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one.